Welcome back to the channel today, guys. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but that ending song is great, man. That shit slaps. It goes hard. I think I like the ending song way more than the opening song, personally. That shit is a vibe and a half to me. But this episode was quite good of Cyberpunk Edgerunners today, I gotta say. It was really good. We really got introduced to characters, really flushing out our cast today, and we got to see David's first job. Actually, it was a job of all time. Let's just say that. It went planned. And yeah, like I said, we really flushed out our cast in this episode, and we really got to see a bit more of how stuff runs in Night City. And it was honestly a really cool episode. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it and talk about Cyberpunk Edgerunners, episode 3 today. Episode begins where the last one left off, with David surrounded by all these mercs after he got kind of sold out by Lucy, which is wild to me. And they're all arguing like, yo, what should we do with this kid? Like, should we just ice him? Should we just ice this kid right now and get the Sandy off him? Wouldn't that just be quicker? Would we make our money back? And they're trying to figure out what to do as David's starting to come to again. You're like, you hear that, kid? You should just rip the damn thing out myself. Look how much trouble you're causing me. Now, Lucy doesn't want him to kill him in her room because she don't want blood. And David's like, yo, you fucking lied to me? You lied to me, Lucy? And Maine, who's the main mercenary in this scene, says, shut the fuck up. What are you doing with my Sandevistan, kid? I got that shit from my supplier, already paid for. What the hell are you doing with it? The rest of his crew starts belittling him like, yo, that's what you get for paying up front, bro. You got played. You're a fucking gonk. He's like, shut up. She's one of us. She's always come through until now. But this time she didn't for some reason. And David pieces it together like, wait a minute. Your supplier... And then Maine tells him, yeah, Gloria Martinez, ring a bell to you? And then Maine's just like, yo, what? What the fuck? You're Gloria's kid? What the hell's she doing giving it to you? He's like, she didn't. She died. They're like, oh, fuck, what happened? Did the corpse get her? Anyone else get her? Like, and David's like, nah, she died in a car accident. A couple days, literally yesterday. David's like, yeah, she got caught up in some gang goon drive-by. Literally caught up in the crossfire. Maine lets him down and says, yo, my condolences, kid. But don't think that makes you square with us. We still got some business to take care of. Pillar starts saying, hey, I remember the days where I used to find much chrome as I could find lying around and apply that shit to me. Good old days, good old days. As David asks them, you guys are all cyberpunks? And we get a dope-ass scene where Maine just pulls his sunglasses down and says, yo, what's it to you, kid? So it's here David says, yo, let me keep the Sandy, and I'll pay you back one job at a time. And Maine's literally sitting there like, nah, no can do, kid. That shit's military grade. We can't just go and buy that shit off a shelf. David tells him, yo, just let me run some gigs for you. And Maine's just keeps telling him, no, like, what do I look like, a babysitter to you? I look like I run a daycare? David keeps telling him, I can use the Sandy. And Pillar says, nah, a kid like you die after like 2 squirts of it. And Lucy sticks up for him in this situation and says, nah, I think you'd be surprised, actually. And David tells him, nah, I've done it 8 times today. I can do it. You guys got to give me the chance. Naturally, they don't believe him, so David's like, all right, let me show you right now. And they all pull their guns out like, hey, easy, kid. We ain't trying to start nothing here. And then David's like, easy, guys. I'm just going to clip his cig right now to show you, as he does in the blink of an eye before they even realizing it, showing them that, yeah, David can do it, and he just wants a chance. As David pleads to Maine, like, yo, give me a chance. I won't fuck it up. As him and Maine just have an intense-ass stare down with each other. Maine's like, all right, kid, I'll bite. Let's do it. I'll let you do it. I owe it to Gloria to do this, as he tells Lucy to put a tracking chip inside of David so he doesn't run off. They say, we'll be seeing you real soon, kid, as they leave. And we're just left with David and Lucy right here. And it's kind of some awkward silence right here, I'm not going to lie. As David just says to her, so, these are the people you roll with, huh? And he says, you could have at least said something. But before he can finish that, Lucy cuts him off like, all right, look, I didn't plan this shit from the beginning. Maine wouldn't shut up about his prize Sandy being missing, and when I took you to your Ripper doc, I found out that you had the one he was looking for. Then David's like, so you kept me here batting your eyes at me until they showed up. You lied to me. Lucy tells him, alright, just go, David. Just go. And as he's leaving, she actually says to him that, I'm sorry about your mom. As David walks out. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I don't believe that last week's episode was a lie. I really don't. No way. Pay attention in this conversation. The way she's looking at David this whole time. The way that if you notice that she's been subtly sticking up for him throughout the entire conversation. Butting in here and there on his behalf. Subtly, of course, but she's been doing it. And again, the way she's been looking at him this whole time. There's no way, man. Your words might say one thing, but your body says another. You can't fake chemistry. So I definitely don't believe that last week was a lie. No way. At least not fully. Too much evidence against that. So as David's sitting here waiting for the mission to start, he keeps constantly getting calls from the principal of the academy, trying to get him to go back there for what happened last week. And David keeps brushing that shit aside, like, nah, man, because he gets a call from Maine, and he heads to the meeting point so they can start briefing for the heist that they're about to do. And it's here we get a good look at the full crew, and like I said, they're an eclectic bunch, to say the least. And it's here we get into the details, and we see our target, Maxim, and we're going to swipe the navigation data from the limo he drives. Because you see, he comes to these fights all the time. You know what I mean. But he comes to these fights all the time. He spends most of his time here betting on people. He's about to have a bad time because we fixed these fights. And the fighter he comes to see is going to lose. So our man over here is going to go drown his sorrows at his favorite watering hole. And while he's there, sloshed out of his mind, we're going to take the data off of his limo from him. Nah, he won't even be the wiser. So David swipes the key from him. Everything's going fine. Everything's going great so far. Until he gets a call from his master all of a sudden, beckoning him to come to work. And shit's going ass up real quick. David and them's got to improvise. And it's here we get Rebecca. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right now. I already know of Rebecca. The internet wouldn't let me not know of Rebecca. If you talk about this series even a little bit. I already knew about Rebecca, let me tell y'all that. And she's definitely something as she uses her feminine wiles to distract Maxim. As David and Lucy head out to the limo to extract the information from it. But a little quick handy can only go so far. And quickly Maxim realizes that his chip is gone in his neck as he runs out there. As Lucy and David are actually finishing up. And it's at this point they're made. They don't have a choice. Maine's like, fuck. Alright, kid. You gotta peel out of there. Fucking drive like the wind. David's like, what? I don't know how to drive, bro. And Maine's like, yo, it's time to fucking learn. Show me what you got, kid. Let's fucking go. As David smashes that ignition button and they peel the fuck out of there. They got a problem though. Maxim actually put a bounty on the car already. Like immediately. From the Tiger Claws. And David's gotta get the fuck out of there. Because they're gonna fuck them up. But they end up hitting traffic. And it's here that David starts getting flashbacks to his mom. Starts getting flashbacks to that time where they were helpless and no one was there for them. And he thinks to himself like, nah, fuck that. Not again. As he kicks that shit into overdrive, fires up the Sandy. Don't know if cars work this way, by the way. And flips into the other lane to get out of traffic. And they're fucking zooming down the road, getting away from the Tiger Claws. Now, David's driving like a madman, using the Sandy to go in between the cars left and right, as he's trying to shake these Tiger Claws. Now, he was able to lose the first one when he jumped into the other lane because he crashed into another car, but he still has the one on him. And he's able to trick him into running straight into a truck. And that scene is brutal, bro. We literally see his body get just eviscerated under the truck as he gets run over. But after that, David and Lucy are home free. So they actually get out of that situation. They head back to the hideout. Thinking, yo, everything's fine. We did great. That went without a fucking hitch. Until the other Tiger Claw actually shows up there and attacks them right away. And Lucy comes to David's save real quick. And then David comes to her save. As she's able to quite literally disarm him. But this guy's got some tricks up his sleeve. He's got a mantis claw on his other arm, and he's about to stab David with it. That is until our boy Maine comes up and saves the day with the car. And this scene is dope as shit. Maine literally gets out the car, punches the Tiger Claw in the face, and literally blows his fucking brain matter everywhere. And let me just say, guys, Studio Trigger absolutely killed this shit. This show's got so much style to it. It's got the Trigger flair on it, and I fucking love it. It's so good. They absolutely bodied this scene. So they actually go out after that to go celebrate, go have a few drinks as they're all chilling, having a good time. As Maine literally tells David, you know, not bad for a rookie. You did an alright job. As David said, yo, we cool now? Maine's like, yeah, man, we're cool. Welcome to the crew. But he leaves him with one little piece of advice. He's like, one thing you need to remember, kid. There ain't no one in this world you can trust more than yourself. You start leaning on us, that's going to be the end of you. And it's here Maine gives him some medicine to try to help deal with the after effects of using the Sandy and his pay. David's like, yo, this shit's a lot. Maine's like, nah, everyone gets a fair shake in my crew. That's the only way I operate. Maine tells him, yo, you should probably start chroming up a little bit more, David. Your body can only work so much with the Sandy, you know? Like, flesh and blood will only keep up with the Sandy for so long. It ain't wasted any's if it makes you stronger. That's what I always say. And it's here we get the arrival of Maine's fixer. And he might as well just say on his head that, yo, I'm evil, guys. I'm fucking evil. Like, look, let's look at him. And can I say one thing? That's my boy Gus from Breaking Bad. It's fucking Gus, bro. I love that. That's great. That's great. That's so fantastic. I love that. That puts such a huge smile on my face that's fucking Gus. As he tells Maine, like, I believe I requested the navigation data, not the limo. Maine tells him, yeah, that was the plan, but you know, shit happens. What can I say? Shit happens. We had to improvise. He tells Maine that I need to know all the places he frequents. That's what the data was for, but now he's cautious. He's changed locations. The info is useless now. Your joyride puts us back to square one and puts Tanaka on high alert. Maine starts questioning him like, alright, so what do you even need this info for? And he tells him, nah, that's not for you to know. You don't need to know. But Maine literally argues back and says, how are we supposed to do the job right if you keep keeping us in the dark? And they're staring each other down this whole time as he says, the less info you have, the less risk we have. You're not being paid to think. You're being paid to check the boxes off my checklist. He asks Maine, are we clear here? And Maine actually backs down and says, yeah, we're crystal, dog. And he ends up leaving. And David asks him, like, yo, who was that? And Maine says that was Faraday. He's the one that gave us this job. And David says, yo, I thought you were the boss around here. Maine's like, nah, I'm the man that gets shit done. Faraday's the man that holds the eddies. As he tells David, yo, don't think of it too much. Don't think too hard about it. We're here to celebrate tonight. And it's here we see David really just staring at Lucy from a distance, man. He can't get her out of his head. Like I said, our boy is smitten. As he sees Pillar approach her and is real friendly with her. But it's here he gets approached by Rebecca, actually. Like, hey, remember me? What's up, guy? As David remembers that she was the one at the bar, and she's like, you like my performance? I'm Rebecca, by the way. I heard you're joining Maine's crew. She's like, cheers. Guess I'll be seeing a lot more of you from now on, then. Basically hitting on him right here. It's pretty apparent. As David gets another call from his principal as she's leaving. And he literally tells him, like, alright, stop this shit. You tell that motherfucker that wants to see me, he can fuck off, and you can fuck off too, as he ends the call and he ends his conversation with both of them right then and there. Fed up with that shit. And as he looks back up, Lucy's not there anymore. And our boy David's down in the dumps, man. As that's how our episode ends. And let me just say, this episode is great. It really showcases just how things work in Night City, and we got to see David's first little job. And I wouldn't say it went off without a hitch, but I wouldn't say it went bad either. As David's slowly easing his way into that cyberpunk lifestyle. Like I said, I love this show, guys. This show's a vibe and a half. I think Trigger, like I said, did a phenomenal job with this show. The animation is oozing personality. Trigger does that. Trigger is the company that has the most personality with their animation by far. And this shit shows in this show. But y'all let me know what you think of this episode down below. I'm sure all of you guys have already seen the entire show at this point because it's on Netflix. But hey, if you're following along with me, I love you. I appreciate you. So until next time, I hope you have a great day, week, month, and year. And until then, deuces, have a blessed day. And I'll see you later, Choombas.